Guys, Brian here from Thumper Fab. Today I'm going to walk you through installing our new gun mount for your U10 Pro. For the first step, we're going to go ahead and mount our first gun clamp to our gun mount. As you can see here, we went ahead and slid it through the slot provided near the bottom hole. And we'll go ahead and use our M10 hardware, slide it through the gun clamp and the gun mount before we cap it off with our flange lock nut on the inside. Once we get that all started, we go ahead and mount the upper gun clamp, get everything tightened up. For the next step, we'll go ahead and mount our second clamp. Here, you'll slide your bracket over the gun mount and start our hardware before capping it off with another nylon lock nut. Once you get this started, we'll go ahead and tighten everything up with a 15mm socket and a 15mm wrench. We'll move on to the vehicle install portion of the install. We're going to go ahead and install our gun butts to our floor plate. You'll simply slide your 1/4" button head fasteners through the gun butt and place it in position. Depending on what gun you have, you might end up putting it in different positions. For this install, we're going to go ahead and do it more towards the rear. We'll cap it off with our flange nylon lock nut on the bottom side and get everything tightened up using a 5/32 Allen wrench and a 7/16 socket. We'll go ahead and repeat the same process for our other gun butt. You'll use our 1/4" hardware. Go ahead and place it in your desired position. Cap it off with our flange nylon lock nut on the other side. Get everything tightened down. Once we have this all tightened down, we can go ahead and move to our vehicle portion of the installation. With our gun butts secured to our floor mount plate, I went ahead and placed it over the center tunnel that runs on the inside of the cab. Once you have it placed over, you can see this notch. It matches the notch on the plastics under the front seat. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and slide it all the way back. And using our mount bracket as a template, we'll go ahead and drill them out using our 5/16 drill bit. You'll want to make sure not to go too deep. So to make sure that we aren't drilling too deep into the floor pan, I'm going to place a piece of electrical tape about a 1/4" up on the drill bit so that we can more easily track our depth of how far we're drilling into the plastics. Once we have that marked, we can go ahead and drill all our holes. Get ready to mount the floor mount plate to the vehicle. With your holes drilled, you can go ahead and lift the bracket back up and remove all the plastic shavings. This will help install our panel clips. Will make for a nice clean finish and allow the bracket to sit completely flush on the floor. So here we have the panel clips we'll use to fasten our floor mount bracket to the floor. You'll have the panel clip expanded. Once you slide it in the hole provided in the floor that we just drilled, you'll go ahead and depress the plunger, which will expand it in the hole and hold the floor mount bracket securely in place. For the next step, we're going to go ahead and remove this OEM grab handle, as our gun mount will fasten on the center mount for this grab handle. We're going to use our T27 Torx to remove the panel screws that fasten this lower panel to the dash. You'll want to pull all the screws out at least towards the steering column so that we'll have plenty of access to slide this panel back and remove the fasteners that mount this grab handle. With our lower dash panel pulled down, we're going to go ahead and remove the 4 fastening bolts. You'll use a 13mm socket. You'll go ahead and come onto the dash. You'll be able to see them. As you remove them, you can set them aside as they won't be reused on the installation of the gun mount. With all 4 of our mounting bolts removed, we can go ahead and set this grab handle aside, as it can't be reinstalled with the gun mount. With your OEM grab handle removed and out of the way, we can go ahead and mount our gun mount. We'll use our M8 flange head screw and M8 lock washer. You'll go ahead and slide it through the gun mount up through the holes provided and thread it back into the factory holes on your center grab handle mount. You'll tighten it up with a 13mm socket. We'll go ahead and get the gun mount in place. We'll fasten it with our M8 hardware. With your 2 mounting bolts started, we can go ahead and tighten them up with a 13mm socket. For the next step, we're going to reinstall our under dash panel in the reverse procedure of how we installed it. You want to make sure that all the way across the dash, you have it sitting in the correct position. Before tightening anything down, as you don't want anything to be in a bind that could possibly crack your plastic. For the operation of our Thumper Fab gun mount, you'll simply place the butt of the gun in our floor-mounted gun butts before you rest the rifle or other gun in our foam insert. You'll simply wrap the strap around it and clasp it on one of the studs provided on the gun clamp. Once you have your gun nice and secure, you should be able to drive down the road without it bouncing around and any danger of a possible misfire. With your lower plastic panel reinstalled and your gun mount all tight, you're ready to hit the trails and enjoy your new Thumper Fab gun mount.